Hello.
It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages.
Hello everyone and welcome once again to Huniah-Yourhighness TV. That's the Learn Ghanaian Language with Hunia. And I'm here with you know who already. Most of you know him already on this channel. Those who watch the Water Deities and when he was initiated as Pawpaw. Yeah. It's like he's a brother to me. That's now we can't call him Nuumo Tetteh Diakah again. Oh no, he's not Nuumo Tetteh Diakah II. Yeah, so Nuumo Tetteh Diakah II. Yeah. And yeah, so we'll be having a discussion about dialectisation in the Ghan language. We're going to compare some that we've done one recently, that's Nungwa Ghan versus Standard Ghan. And as someone from Pawpaw, they have a dialect they also speak. It's still Ghan, but I was like, okay, this will be an interesting conversation. So at the moment we are at Nungo, and we want to have this conversation and just compare dialects, and yeah, let's learn from him. Okay, so you have anything to say?
It's a beautiful day. Good morning to each and everyone watching us. I extend my greetings to everyone, and I hope we all have a blessed day. Yeah.
All right, so then let's go. So Nuumo, Shamoto and Shamolo. To me, I know Shamoto, but then I've heard of Shamolo. Do you what do you say? Because to me, Shamoto, when people ask me, I say Shamoto. That is someone who urinates on himself. Okay, someone who urinates on himself. But Shamolo, have you heard of that one before?
Actually, what goes on is that with this issue of Shamoto and Shamolo, when you come to Pawpaw, Shamolo is an individual who urinates on himself frequently, whilst we use the Shamoto to refer to the bladder. One. Now, any particular person that over urinates, for us to be like we want to look down upon that particular person, we refer to that particular person as Shamoto. When the person over urinates, the person becomes Shamoto, more like some kind of insult. But looking at the way we use it on the core, yes.
So to us, Shamoto is someone who urinates on himself, maybe when the person is asleep or something. But you people, that's Shamolo.
Yes.
But then when someone
overdoes it continuously, almost every blessed day the person does that, the person becomes Shamoto.
Okay. So does that mean that maybe on a regular basis you are just maybe in a day you are urinating like 5 times a day? So you people will tell the person Shamoto.
Let's assume the person goes to bed and it has become an habitual something. Almost every particular night the person does it. Every night the person does it. Automatically we refer to that particular person as Shamolo. But when the person overdoes that, he or she is of age and still the person is into that particular act, that is when the person becomes Shamoto. But like a child may just go to bed and wet the bed, or we can just say many only le Shamolo ni many ways I Shamo ekum.
Okay, because I know of, because yes, I've heard Shamolo before. I was like, Shamolo doesn't sound well to me. So okay, so I think I'm getting, because there are some other Ghan communities also use Shamolo, but we in Lunga we use Shamoto. Okay.
We have Shamoto and Shamolo, depending on how the thing is being done.
Yeah. So I brought my phone of life, I've written everything in here. Okay. So what's the name? We see something like Nunu Pakpa or Yonu Pakpa. Nunu Pakpa is an elderly man. And then Yonu Pakpa is an elderly woman. How do you say it?
We say Yonu Pakpa.
Yonu Pakpa.
Yonu Pakpa.
And then
Nunu Pakpa. Yes.
But ours is Nunu Pakpa.
So tonation, yeah. Right, it's the same thing with the same concept, same meaning.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yonu Pakpa and Nunu Pakpa, but Nunu Pakpa
and Yonu Pakpa.
And some people have been saying Nunu and Onupa. But when you say Nunu Pakpa or Yonu Pakpa to them, it sounds wrong. Unless they say only No Onupa or Yo Onupa.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, because you are from Pong, I usually prefer you because your half of Pong we know is almost very different. Okay, so I've learned something. Okay, so how do you say Pawpaw in your dialect?
Akpa akpa.
Akpa akpa. Okay, akpa akpa. We say akpa akpa. But then I know some people they say akpa akpa. This is very short. Akpa akpa. Have you heard that one before?
Yes, I've heard of it. But the thing is, looking at the spelling of the word and then the phonetics, it's supposed to be akpakpa. That is supposed to be the accurate word itself. Because looking at the spelling of the word, dialectisation and everything is supposed to be akpakpa. But I think some kind of corruption might have gone into it. That is what might have changed the whole pronunciation from akpakpa to akpakpa.
You know, I'm seeing it as maybe the akpakpa is rather wrong. Me too. I also see the akpakpa to be corrupted, and the akpakpa because maybe the Ga has been standardized over the other dialects, so that one tends to overshadow ours. That's how I say it.
It's akpakpa, and the language also call it kpakpa. So you can see between akpakpa, kpakpa, and akpakpa. That means that there's this kind of connectivity between the akpakpa and kpakpa, which means these particular two are the correct ones. That is why I'm saying that the akpakpa thing becomes something which is more corrupted. Yeah, so akpakpa is the correct word.
And then we in Ongwa, we call old men hime and old women yeme. How do you say it?
We refer to them as himejin and yemejin.
Because I remember when I was in JHS, when they say yemej and himej, I get confused because you know the whole class gets confused. Like what we know is hime and yeme, but people will be saying himej. I was totally confused. So actually, because I know Gamash also says himej and yemej. So people also say himej and yemej.
Yemejin, exactly. Okay. That's because if you look at the word itself, plural form of momo, yes, of momo is memejin.
Okay, but in our side,
you say meme.
We say meme.
Written form is memejin. So if it's numo, there is himejin because the plural form of nu is him. That's why.
But to us, we in Ongwa, we don't say ememejin, we say ememe. So
say memejin.
Then yememe. So I think the meme should be correct too. I think so because look at it. You know the jin. Let's take that wolo. Wojin. The low must be dropped for the jin to come and take over.
Sanjin.
But when it's chofan, you want maybe chofine. When you're using the e, you don't drop. When you use the jin, something must be dropped.
Drop, yes.
Like maybe bine,
bijin, najin.
So emomo
comes memejin or ememejin.
So that means you've not really dropped anything, but it maybe emejin, maybe then you've dropped something, but if you've not dropped, but I don't know. Well, is dialectisation? So that's the only thing we can say. So hime, yeme for our words, then
himejin, yemejin.
Okay. I've forgotten. Mostly we say ihe ekpano. Some people also have other ways. How do you also say it?
We also say ihe ekpano.
The same thing.
We say ihe ekpano.
Some people also say ihe ejino.
I think those are those from Teshin La. Yeah.
Okay.
We say ihe ekpano.
And then I've missed you. How do you say it?
We say ihe enchebu. Wow, ihe enchebu.
Some say ihe enchebu, but some people say ihe
echebu. Some also say echebu. Yeah.
Some also say ihe echobu. Ihe echobu. My grandmother from Jamestown is saying it. Ihe echobu.
That maybe it might be gaga. Gan.
Yeah, proper gan. Yeah. And then the Ishebu, I've never heard of it in my life. I heard it just 2 years ago. So when the person said it, Ishebu,
like, what are you trying to mean? What do you mean?
It was so strange to me. It was so strange. So strange. Okay. Then how do you call millet?
Millet? Nah.
Have you heard of akoko?
I've heard of akoko.
Because we say ma. But I remember I went to Machine last year and I heard akoko. And I was like, this thing is ma. And I tell you it's not ma, it's akoko.
Call it ma.
Interesting. Okay. Now, there is something we in Nungwa we do. After this, I want to own up. We have this P effect. Where the
FMP.
The FMP. For example, sip soup. Naturally, we say pawunu, but in schools, the teachers fawunu. But then we know, I will say power. Do people have that P effect?
No, we don't have. Because once you use the P effect, you tend to sound more Dangme than Ga.
But over, why we say it?
Yeah, you tend to sound more Dangme, because I think what I say is true. Recently, I heard someone trying to say this word, Philly. Philly, that's to sneak. And then or to pick.
Yeah.
But the person was saying Pili.
Yes,
I was like, wow, we say Philly. We say Philly, and the written form too is still Philly.
Yes,
we say Pili.
But in Nungwa we use the Pili, because my grandmother, growing up, she taught me Pawonwe or Pawono, Paloya. That's how we do it. But then I hear the F Pawonu, so sometimes, growing up I was young, so I get confused. But after I started delving into linguistics, and I realized that okay, dialects are playing a role because Sinu, hope you know Sinu.
Yes.
So there's some of the older generations at the moment. Sometimes when they are speaking, they tend to add an or effect like Yako Blodo or Keba. I don't know if you've heard that before. You've heard it.
I think I heard it from those that are within that have their ancestry from the Obutu side. Yeah, this Amanfru, Mngleshi,
But then in Obutu too, I think Obutu, we don't use or. For example, take the thing for me. But they add 12. The photo Obutu use the N, but those people use the O. Even my great grandmother, as my grandmother's, she used the O. Even my mother once told me that she used the O effect when she was young, but growing up, she changed to E because people were teasing her that blodo or biscuit or and those things. But after my great grandmother, she's still alive. She still used the O till date. Even my grandmother, sometimes she meant you use the E, but once in a while
she used the O.
Okay, so that means I'm not the only one who sees is okay.
I've been hearing it a lot. So for me, what I do is once I hear those particular any particular person using the O effect, I tend to tag them to people that maybe live within the particular community somewhere. Because many of us do use the E. And the E is more like de.
Yes.
The L and the E coming together, forming the word de.
Yes.
But many people also use the E as in a contracted form. So Yahe blue do le keba turns out to be Yahe blue do e keba. If you use the O effect, it makes the meaning a little bit difficult.
Yahe blue do or keba.
Blue do or keba.
And some people say it.
Yeah, some people do speak it.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So and then maybe when the youth go to town and then they are having this merrymaking, we say ashikulo. Where from your side that they say?
Here we say Shijama.
Ashijama. And then some people also say ashikpa. I know parliamentation they say ashikpa. But you do use ashikpa or not use ashikpa? We
don't use ashikpa now. Normally what we have here is more of the culture aspect. When culture is involved or culture is attempted to into that particular act, we will say amentona mejopeli. That's what we see. That is when they try to involve the cultural elements inside. Okay. But in the absence of the cultural elements, you can just say, Shijama, Tumo.
Okay, I guess like how the Tema people and then they go to town.
Exactly.
So if Jokpele is running up and down, what of the dancing where they get processed?
What actually goes on is that with the dancing, we call it Kuliju as well. Then what the youth also do too, we call it Kuliju. It actually depends on the location and what is at hand.
Okay.
So when you realize that a particular service is being done in the presence of a particular shrine, it becomes a deity's Kuliju. But once it is done in the town and the youth are just moving up and down, insulting, praising here and there, it's man Kuliju, meant for everyone.
Okay, I get it. As if I'm learning something.
I
get it. Okay. Then what of? I know tonton. How do you say it?
Tonton.
But some people say tonton or say
tontron. Some also say tontonon.
So you've heard of it. So that means maybe it's a different dialect.
Exactly.
Okay. I thought that we will say Hinjeni. I've heard of Hinjenfen before.
No, we've also been using Hinjeni.
When you go to Carnation, you hear them say Hinjenfen or Baba. In Jefe, someone I'm like, where from in Jefe? And then I want to take your I want to have your take on this word. Wa versus, excuse me to say nya. Or I want your take on, because I tell someone that wa is very polite. Nya is impolite. But I want your take on it.
Okay, so I think my take is similar to yours. Because wa is more polite. Then nya is more like unpolite. Or impolite vulgar. In a way. Yes, very vulgar. And one particular thing is when you use the word wa in some particular instances, it tries to cause confusion. Because when you say wa, it may also mean stop. So it depends on actually what is being done. Oh, obile wa ebi. The person would automatically understand. But the person should go inside, the child has not defecated, but the child is standing there. I don't know if you're trying to get what I'm trying to say.
Obile wa, maybe your child has stopped here.
No one ba ewa yegbe no. Means the child has defecated on the way or the child has stopped on the way. Like I was saying, citing an example, if it occurs that maybe someone tells you, it might mean two things. It's either the child defecated on the way or the child stopped on the way. So it's up to you to understand what the person is trying to say. But if you should use that particular word in that particular context, as in, it becomes very clear and straightforward. So you know what's at stake.
Yes, and even that one sounds a little bit vulgar when you use the nya. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's look at this. Janjo versus Janjo.
I think they are same.
Yeah, but what do you people say?
We now we have been saying Janjo. He know Janjo. But I remember during the era of my late grandmother, he know Janjo. Amekoba. That is what they have been saying. So I can say that the language within itself is also changing.
Because
it's changing.
In Lunga we also say Janjugba, but when you get to some parts of Teshin, they say Janjo. Some parts getting to, they say Janjugba, then getting to the western side, they say Janjo. Yeah. And some part of Labadi too, they also use Janjo. It's more of even the out of Nungwa, everyone says Janjo, but Janjugba. But when you get to Teshin, it's more like they are divided.
Janjo and Janjugba.
And then Jeme versus Jane, is it dialectized or you think it's just contraction?
With that one is contraction. It's just contraction. Jeme, Jane is contraction.
But like, let's look at Dangbe. Pram pram. Iyale Jeme. But then Iyale John. You see Jeme, pram pram, le Jeme. Then this over here le John. So I also say it as Jeme and Jen, but the Jen is to the Legion, and Jeme is the Legion. I see that's dialectization, but
yes.
I'm not really sure because
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Also, it's also centered on this kind of contraction. The Legion and Legion. Legion is like Jeme. Then Legion, me a Jeme. I don't know if you are getting it.
I don't get it. But like, I don't know if you get it because even when you look at the Dangme, they are divided on the use of Jeme and Jen. Some communities, but when you look at the Ga side, we use all interchangeably.
Interchangeably, true.
But when you look at study Nungwa, the Jeme is more prominent
than
the Jen. But for your community too, Jeme and Jen, which is more prominent, Jen is more prominent. Yeah, when you check, in some communities they use both side by side. So sometimes I guess confident is contraction or
it's contraction.
Contraction.
Among the guys, it's contraction.
But as for komi and kong, I know it is contraction.
It's the same contraction, yes.
Komi then kong. But then otim, which is supposed the original has been.
Then tashin and tang is the same contraction.
Kashin,
and kang.
You people say kang, tang, and we don't say kang, tang. We will say kain. Time.
Yeah, come.
So even right now you brought something out. Yeah, song. Wow.
Yeah, song.
So you say kang, use the sound. We use kain.
The e sound.
We use the e sound. Then what's patu? You have a word is like a patu or something. What's the meaning?
To do something deliberately. As in ejegbe. Ejegbe ikpatu. Ejegbe is more of intentionally. Ikpatu. Like I said earlier, it's more of how do I say it?
It's also intentional.
Intentionally,
Ikpatu efe.
That means you did it. You had the intention in your head. Everything was set up. You planned very well before trying to put that particular thing into action.
So you see, even with myself, the Ga, I'm learning a different dialect. You know, so the Ga language, okay, those learning. In summary, Ga, we have dialects in it. People think Ga has no dialect. It's just raw as it is. But Ga,
we have dialects.
Yeah, that is highly dialected. Just that we have a standard language we teach everyone.
Example is this word Duna from Point here. When you go to Teshin, they'll say Guna. So we have the dialect over there.
Yeah.
It might look same, but there are variations.
Yes. And even that aside, okay, we have written Ga and spoken Ga.
Spoken Ga, yes.
The Ga we write is
different from what you speak.
So if you are learning Ga and you are seeing it written, you are just speaking it that way, you come to town, you'll be lost.
Yes.
So when you're learning Ga from someone, okay, you have to make sure the person teaches you how to speak it. But written Ga is completely different from spoken Ga. So this is something I would like you to know, you the viewer to know. And then maybe you have something else to share. Maybe you have something to top up.
Oh, for
okay,
now.
I have one more. Camel. Me, our community we say Afupongo. But I know some people also say Afupongole.
Yes.
What do you people also say?
In my community, we use the two interchangeably.
Oh, okay.
Some refer to it as Afupongo. Some also call it Afupongole.
Yeah. But we only say Afupongo. That's
for the older people, they use the Afupongo more. But for the younger ones, they have been saying Afupongole. And it all means the same thing. So
because I know of Afupongo. What I heard of Afupongo, I saw it in the Gambu. Afupongo, I was like, where
from this one
too? Okay. Yeah. So you don't have to. You have anything to say?
I think I've said everything. Yeah.
And then maybe you have something to point out. Maybe a word we've not even brought up.
I don't know. I think we've said everything. Everything has been covered.
So, guys, if you have any question, kindly do what to drop it in the comment box below. Okay, we are learning. This video is to let you know that the Ga language. Okay, if you are learning, know that what you learn in book is not how we speak it. Okay, and then when you're learning from one community, then be ready to know that it changes in some aspects. So yeah, and well, this channel we've started something, and now we are at the point where we teach you the differences, and now we are delving deeper into the language. So these are some of the things that will make you know the language proper. Okay, so without much time we waste, we'll just say goodbye for now. And yeah, if you have any questions, just drop the comment box below and you surely get the answer. So yeah, you are done.
Go.